welcome back, everyone. And thank you all for being here again at this 8th EOS Respect election. As always, well, I wish to thank the wider EOS community and the EOS Network Foundation for supporting this initiative and redirecting project owners to us. Together, we'll build a more trusting ecosystem. I never doubted that, with more accountability and transparency from our public goods. So, to empower our EOS community even further, for this Pomelo season, EOS Support has funded many new EOS Support affiliated grants. So now we have the researchers with EOS Audit. These are the people that will provide the help reporting on the projects. We have the influencers and video creators as well with EOS Synergy, that will have a place to collaborate and distribute funding. And also for all the article writers, the video tutorial creators, they will have their own DAO as well for education with EOS Learn and Earn. The goal with all these communities, same as EOS Respect, is to distribute funding with the consensus playoff method that we use here today, so that all the people that join the EOS community have a fair chance of working and earning EOS doing what they're good at. So, and since people are familiar with the work and they all do the same work within these communities, they can easily judge who to vote for and who should receive the funding at each election. And for all of these that are watching this recording down the line of this election, well, EOS Respect uses the EOS blockchain to elect delegates and provide accountability for funded projects. The elections occur monthly, and its membership undergoes scrutiny from EOS Support. After 7 elections now, so EOS Respect continues to demonstrate that we have much to offer the EOS community. So thank you, first and foremost, to all of you here today again for making that possible and showing the EOS ecosystem what we can do here with EOS Respect, to provide funding for all those that contribute value to the EOS ecosystem, and also while providing transparency to all its public goods. And today, so as we elect new EOS Respect delegates, they will commit, as always, to identifying the best community projects. And as always, the community holds them and their delegates accountable to fulfill the promises that they make at each election. So as they report on the progress of the projects that they've donated to today. The result, again, for everyone, improved accountability and more transparency from everyone and all our projects on EOS. So a quick reminder, for this election, you cannot donate to your own projects on Pomelo. These are the Pomelo rules, but EOS Support always encourages you to do direct donations. So you're welcome, if it's not on Pomelo, to donate directly to the projects that you are representing here today. And of course, you are only allowed to donate to EOS Support affiliated projects. So if you need help reaching out to a project, making it affiliated with EOS Support, you can reach out to us. We would help you contact the project and make sure that they are affiliated with us for the next elections. And as always, for this new election, you'll have to create your own Zoom links for the breakout rooms. So once the election starts and you see with whom you are in each group, you're welcome to go on Slack. If you're the first one of your group to post there, you can just say, hey, I've created the Zoom link for everyone in the group. You can tag them on Slack and then use that room to record the video for the elections and reach consensus. I'm also going to be posting in the chat the link to how to vote manually on EOS Respect. So in case you run into any problem voting during the elections with the UI, you can always use this link to vote manually if you ever have a problem. In any case, during the elections, which will start in 10 minutes, you can always go back to the community room here and have all your questions answered in case you have a problem. We'll be here to help you. Of course, you can also post directly on Slack as well. And now, if you have any questions regarding the elections, any doubts yet, I'd be happy to answer them. And thank you, everyone. And after the elections as well, I'll be going over a quick recap on how the reporting works once we have our new delegates. I hope you all had a good time as well at the Eden elections, if you participated a few days ago now. And well, congratulations again to Lenny, who made it to head chief delegate as a member also of EOS Respect.
Thank you, and I hope you still congratulate me and Mo in the end of the term. Thank you. I think you
I
will.
hope so. Yes. I see that Veronica as well has posted on a recap of all the events for this week in the EOS community. So yeah, tomorrow we have EOS Synergy as always. On Wednesday we have the Fireside Chat, Thursday the giveaway show, Friday the hot sauce, and of course also on Friday we'll have a Twitter space with EOS Mexico. I'll be there to present EOS support as well for the Spanish community. So on Friday we'll have that. And Saturday we also have a Spanish Twitter space with EOS. And to finish, we're on Saturday and Sunday we have EOS Synergy, which has open mics as well. So many new shows. That's good to see.
Carlos, in the Spanish community, they asked me if they can run an election. They want to be elected, but they have a question if they can have the funds. They can receive the fund of EOS Respect, and not voting for themselves in Pomelo, but using the funds for their own project. That is totally valid, correct?
Yes, so projects can receive direct donations. They cannot donate to their own project on Pomelo because that's the Pomelo rules. We cannot donate to our own projects, but they're welcome to get funds from EOS Respect and receive them directly to them. That's okay. But first, they have to be affiliated with EOS Respect and our community EOS Support. So that's all. You just have to reach out to them, make sure they're affiliated with us. And after that, yes, sure. Delegates at EOS Respect elections can promise to give funds to them, represent them here, and they can receive funding that way, sure.
Fine. Thank you.
You're welcome. If you need any help affiliating them with us, that's fine. We can help with that.
Sure.
And welcome to the new ones that join. So far, we've had Nicolas, we have Martin, Brewer, Veronica. Hello there.
Hi everyone, happy to be here.
Good to see you back.
Congratulations, Lenny. I voted for you for the election. I think you deserve it.
Thanks, if I may say just very quickly, but I'm setting up a Telegram rooms, but we've been busy, me and Mo, so it takes a bit of time. You're all going to be part of the future. Thanks. You, delegates, and EDA members, etc. Thanks.
That's great. And congratulations, Nicola, as well. You made it to delegate in your group for the first round. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. We have 5 minutes remaining. So a quick recap then before first round starts. So again, for this selection, you'll have to create the Zoom links for your own breakout rooms manually. So once the election starts and you see with whom you are in your group, you can just go on Slack, create the room link for Zoom for your breakout room, and just tag all the other members which are in your team on Slack to let them know, or reach out to them directly on Telegram, any place. Once that's done and the election starts, afterwards I'll go over the reporting work. How does that work? You can report on your project after the elections. And if you encounter any problem voting with the UI during the elections, you have a link right now in the chat on Zoom, which will direct you to how to vote manually on blocks. And final reminder, you're indeed only allowed to give funds to projects that have already been vetted by this community, so affiliated with EOS Support. And you cannot donate to a grant for it to donate directly to its own grant on Pomelo. Pomelo has this rule where you cannot donate to your own project, but you're still welcome to donate to that project and they can receive direct funding, so directly to their accounts. And now with 4 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go. That's time for a quick coffee then. Be right back.
Dario, what's that hat? Has merchandise started?
No, I made it in Brazil.
Oh,
I waited 4 months for it until it was delivered.
probably they made it by hand, right? Like in Mexico, everything is like
Yeah, maybe.
nice. Looks awesome. So
Yeah, it's not mass production, no.
it's great.
Yeah, very nice hat, Dario. We'll need even more of those and mass production real soon. When I was at the Paris Blockchain Week with the EOS Network Foundation, that's something I missed. I mean, why don't we have yet so many hats or business cards for your support, etc.? We'll have to do this quickly. There's so many new events where we can participate now all around the world for EOS. We'll need to get those ready. And yeah, we'll have also the second version of our website, eosupport.io, which will have a merchandise section for everyone with many new improvements as well. Can't wait to showcase that to the whole EOS Support community real soon. And thanks, Lenny, for the premium Zoom on your room. You have premium Zoom, premium Telegram. You're really connected now.
Well, I'm a lot of online. I do all more or less online, except when I need to earn a few dollars for daily food and rent and whatever. So, you know, it pays off in the long run. And on the Twitter, for instance, the blue mark, just very quickly, there's a lot of benefits now. I can do my long recaps complete, but not many links and stuff. So it's actually now value in the blue tick on Twitter, in case anyone wonders.
With EOS recap, yeah, that helps a lot, I reckon. And welcome again to all the new ones that joined the breakout room. Sang-Yong, Taha, etc. And starting in 2 seconds, 1 second, election are starting. So in a few moments, you'll be able to refresh and see with whom you are in each breakout room. Once you know with whom you are, you can just create the Zoom link for your breakout room and share it with the others in your group on Slack. During the elections, if at any point you have a question or need help, you can post on Slack or go back to the community room if there's still someone here. And we have our groups. Okay. You can go here to see with whom you are. And so, oh, well, I'm with you, Lenny. So I'll let you create the Zoom link. And everyone can do so now as well. So let's see, in group 1, we have Tran, We're still reaching consensus. Group 2, we elected Hazza, who will be donating to different EOS Support affiliated projects on Pomelo for next season. Veronica in Group 3, who is here today. Hello there, Veronica. Buenos días.
Hola, buenos días. Good morning.
Good morning. What were you elected for? Who do you plan to donate the funds to at this election? Group 4, we have Nicola. Congratulations again. 2 elections, 2 times delegate. Let's go.
Thank you.
And we have Group 5, which is still reaching consensus. Can you tell us a bit about the ESBs, Nicola? What you're up to for this election? What are funds going to go for?
Yeah, so I was in the room with Dario, and so the deal is that I will give 70% to the EOSB's treasury to funds for swarms that we are going to do for the EOS community. And then I will give 30% to I will distribute 30% of the funds to some EOS Support projects. So Dario gave me the list, so I will give those funds to the next Pomelo season to those projects. So now about USBs, there is not that much update to make. We are still growing. We are still having newbies joining every day, which is great, despite the bear market. But maybe the big market is over, so maybe I shouldn't say bear market anymore. But so that's that. We plan to swarm a lot in the next days. We are swarming quite a lot since a couple of days, because obviously the launch of EOS EVM is soon, and it's big news. So we want to keep this, like, increase the momentum and see what's gonna happen, if the crypto community gonna react to this news or not. And this is I think this is a crucial point for EOS in general. And so we will do our best and use all our funds to the next couple of days to make EOS trend and see what comes out. So yeah, that's the plan for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's great. I think we're going to need it. EOS EVM launching now in 2 days, 3 days, really close now.
Yeah, EOS. I'm looking at EOS social metrics, sentiment metrics right now. It looks pretty good. So yeah, I think EOS is like in terms of like at least price is in a good position, and I think all needed is just a spark from the crypto community in general to give attention to EOS, and then it's gonna be great.
We hope so. Yeah,
I'm just guessing. Yeah,
perfect. So let's see. Okay, we're just waiting for the Group 5 to reach consensus. Maybe on Marcus, I already received 1 vote. Okay. And Marcus is back, already with 2 votes in your group. Have we reached consensus in Group 5 then?
Hey guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the last minute, we reached consensus. Yeah, it was more of a discussion.
What are the funds going to then?
The funds go to EOS Audit, EOS Synergy, and W3 Briefs.
Okay,
And a part to me for the accounting, of course.
perfect.
That. How did your voting went?
In my group, it was for Haza, which is going to donate to EOS Support affiliated projects on EOS Respect.
Awesome.
Nicola as well, which was elected in his group, will do so himself as well, among other projects, including GISBs. And he was asking for it. So here again is the collection for EOS Respect projects on Pomelo. This is the full list of every project that is affiliated with EOS Support and a member of EOS Respect as well. So if you're ever in doubt of who to donate to at each Pomelo election, well, you can go there and see all the projects affiliated with EOS Support and donate to them from there.
So
And we have 6 minutes left still for the round 1 to finalize. I'm going to refill on coffee. Be right back.
Well, hi everyone. Hope you can hear me. Good to see everybody again.
good to have you back. Oh, cool.
Oh, nice. Your microphone, Marco. Good work.
Yeah, I raised the I raised one of the settings. Good to see you, Lenny. Glad to have you on top there at Head Chief.
Yeah, I was smirking a bit when I saw Patrick. Oh, I need to think about Lenny's health. I guess the age is showing or something, but I've been getting a cold and now it's really bad. But anyway, that's life.
It's around at the moment. So many people are sick and have the cold. It's just crazy this year. All these lockdowns, I think.
Well, that's the thing, but you kind of dampen your immune defenses because there's not much happening. You're staying safe, you're washing hands, you're doing everything. Then suddenly you get into normal life and whoops, everyone gets sick.
Exactly. Sabotage.
We have consensus in all the rooms. Group 5. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. And a good consensus. A 4 minimum consensus in all the rooms. Perfect. So we have still 20 seconds remaining for the first round to finalize, then 10 minutes for everything to settle down. And that would be it. Perfect. Okay, so 10 minutes left to finalize the first groups. Otherwise, it's good. So I'm going to quickly go over the reporting work. So that everyone, in case you have some questions, you can always leave them in the chat in Slack after the elections if you have any doubt on how to report on your work. We have already started with the promises. So during the elections, you'll have to post the video for the recording on your room afterwards. But we have already started listing the promises here. You can go check them on the page on Monday after the elections. Just make sure that they're right. So for Nicola, we have, for example, he will donate 30% of the funds for the next Pomelo season to the following projects, including EOS Audit, Synergy, Learn and Earn, ADEX, and Port as well. And 70% of the rest will go to the EOSBs for their work on the swarms and promoting EOS worldwide. After that, we have Veronica, which has promised to update the EOS Vision page with a direct chat widget from EOS Support. That's nice. So we'll have direct support on its website. If you reach out to any other projects outside in the EOS community, you can always tell them to be affiliated with us. It helps to be in direct contact with the EOS Support team whenever they have an issue or want to connect with the other people in the network. But it's also a good thing because they can add the widget also for EOS Support and have direct chat with live agent help directly on their website. So congrats to EOS Vision for that. And also she will donate to your Synergy Audit Challenge DAC projects as well, and Terry's project. I don't remember what it's called. We'll find that. You can go there and at any time if you think that it's not perfect, the promise, compared to what you said during your group, you can submit a comment here to let us know. For Asa, then he will donate to affiliate projects on Pomelo as well for your support and EOS Respect project as well. And finally, for Tran, he has promised to use the funds for EOS Vietnam to help translate articles, create Telegram bots, and support memes as well, and help people join Eden. So 30% of the funds will be used to donate to projects affiliated for EOS Support as well. That's a great election. I like it. So many donations going over to different people in EOS Respect and EOS affiliated projects. The more we donate to each other, the more we use quadratic funding on Pomelo, and the more all of us benefit from this here. That's perfect. That's great. So before each election, remember for the next ones, you have also access to the pitches section. In case some of you don't speak well enough English, you can always go there before each election and say for what you're going to be elected for. So you can go there before each election and make sure everyone knows what you'll be running for. After that, we have the accounting tab. So this is where you go after each election, and individually for each project you're donating to, you can list the project here. So Thian, for example, has listed all the projects that he was going to donate to at the last elections. He also included the transaction ID then for every project, the donations for he promised to do. And after that, you can also link to your own projects in the promises. And of course, if you have any doubt of who you can donate to, you can go to the affiliated projects tab. Here you can list, and we have a list of all the projects affiliated with EOS Support. You can check here in case you ever have a doubt if a project is already affiliated with EOS Support or not. And of course, after each selection, if you have any doubts or questions, you can always go to Slack, reach out to Dario, and let us know. And hello there, Randall. Welcome to this Respect election.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Well, so far, great election. All the rooms have found consensus, and the consensus between all the groups is to donate to EOS Support affiliated projects on Pomelo for the next season. So many of our members here today will be donating most, if not all, of their donations to different projects that are already affiliated with EOS Support at the next Pomelo season.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I wanted to actually say one thing. I've been thinking about it, right? I've been thinking about it, and I see that we have a great community. We have people coming in, running elections and helping us with this experiment. And I've been thinking about it. What are the incentives, all right? What are we going to do to help out with the people who have been around from day one, right? So it's something that I'm working on. I think Rich is here, and I think I was talking to Rich about it. Oh, Rich left. Oh, Rich is here. So I've been talking about it, how we can, build use the NFT system of RespectOS to build a trust reputation system. It's something that we are going to work on the architecture. And number two, a way that we can EOS Support itself, once we have the economy built out, way that we can actually buy some of the NFTs, so that the people who started, they can actually be rewarded. So it's something that we're going to be keeping our eyes out for, so that people who have been part of this from day one, right, who have shown they will be rewarded through the NFT auctions, and at the same time also get some sort of like a trust system, that if you were part of EOS Respect and you have been showing your respect from day one, at least you will get I would say these trust points that cannot be decayed for those who have been here from day one, right? Because the trust system, we want it to be able to decay if you don't show up for elections. So depending on how many elections you miss, then it will start to go down. But the main thing is to reward people. So we will keep an eye out, those who have been coming to election and winning elections, and distributing the funds accordingly. I'm gonna try to set some money aside so that in the future, I'm gonna go on a shopping spree to buy NFTs. That's what we're gonna do, because I wanna hold their NFTs, because those people are the ones who were the pioneers. They paved the way for us to be able to build this experiment, right? And that's something that I wanna put out there, and I wanna do it in the community forum so that everyone knows that that's what we are planning on doing. So don't give up, keep the spirits up and keep working, because for me, I believe in rewarding value creators. From day one, I've always said that those who provide value in the community, you have to always reward them for their hard work, their dedication, and also them dedicating their time and their skill for the betterment of society, right? So we didn't forget that. We will continue to find ways to empower every person who is part of this community. And if you have a skill, you're always gonna find something to do, right? Because we're gonna try to build multiple organizations and entities that fits people's skills, and you can always join one of them and make something out of this. And hopefully that will help build the economy of EOS as well. So.
Actually, many of our delegates at this election have pledged to donate to one, if not all, of our new initiatives regarding EOS Synergy, EOS Audit, and EOS Unlearn and Earn as well. So people here as well, many of the delegates have recognized the value that it brings in bringing new organizations to our community that are there to help people come and contribute the value with the skills that they were born to, doing what they love. Either it's through education with EOS Learn and Earn, reporting work with EOS Audit, or promoting and creating content for the EOS community on EOS Synergy. So it does gain traction. People are seeing the value in that already. And many of the people here as well, the delegates, are also being rewarded for their work. Marcus and others are also taking some part of the funds to fund their own reporting work, besides donating to other projects. And we have finalized the round 1, which has just ended. So we can see on the page, let's go for the election page. And there. So we'll have a new head chief in about an hour now. So congratulations again to all our delegates at this election. We have Veronica, Haza, Marcus, Nicolas Davoine, and Tran. Congratulations to all of you. After the elections, you're welcome to go back to the promises tab. Just make sure that we have listed your promises correctly. All of your 5 promises are here already. You can just check everything is good according to what you pledged to during the elections.
Oh, sorry, Bishop. There's one thing that I want to also say is that we are working to bring the head chief delegate back. We want to bring the head chief delegate, the power that they had and their budget is something that we want to bring back because the head chief delegate is not just anybody, right? So moving on in other communities, I don't know how it's going to be, but the community will decide. But for EOS Respect, I want to set the groundwork that the head chief delegate actually has the ability to decide that because of their budget being so big, the people who are part of a community who don't get elected, they can actually fund them. They can actually fund them to do work in the community so that those people are not just sitting there and doing nothing. So we're gonna bring the head chief delegate and their budget back. Okay, it was a key thing. And Dan actually thought about it very well. But when you don't look at the code and you are talking, you are not going to see how important the head chief delegate is. They are very, very important because they're the ones who can actually execute the bylaws. And they are the ones who, let's say if there's a friction between the delegates, they can actually take a stand and with their funds, they can be like, okay, we have, let's say, a community like EOS Audit. Everyone is skilled. They are very good. They're all doing great work, looking up, doing research in the EOS community and all that great stuff. But those people did not get elected, but they are still doing a great job in the community, right? So the basic salary, or I would say the UBI of the community, the head chief delegate can be like, okay, my funds is a lot. I have a big fund. So all those who did not get elected, we're just gonna have an MSIG where I can distribute XYZ for you guys for your work, okay? And also delegates can also pick other people who are very skilled to work with, all right, as collaboration. And then they can also give them something. So at the end, that will bring this kind of like collaboration within the community and also bring accountability because we're working with others. And then those people will actually also reach consensus on an MSIG to distribute funds, and people are getting money from different sources. And I actually did that research that, you know, on EOS Support, that's how we run, right? You get a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, so that you're not getting one big sum. But what you're doing is you get funds from being, let's say, on standby. You get funds from, let's say, helping with synergy. You get funds from this. So together you put it up, and then you have enough funding or enough money for yourself. And at the same time, it helps you to also be accountable and to also have some sort of like a performance thing. So it's working so far. And so far I see that EOS Support community, those who do a lot of work, they get paid a lot of money. And those who don't do a lot of work, but some people don't want to do a lot of work. They want only few, just to be part of the community. They don't, it's not about the money. They just want to do only standby. Some people don't want to do standby, but they want to do something else. So based on what you are doing, and depending on the scale, it helps. And I think so far so good.
Definitely, and it helps connect a lot. Being a part of so many communities, well, you have a chance to connect with other people in other communities and build better. That always helps as well.
Yeah, it helps a lot. And so far, by the way, we are doing a great job. I've had multiple developers even trying to join EOS Respect and help build. It's interesting, not even like to build EOS Respect or whatnot, but they want to join this community because they feel like we know what we are doing and they want to be part of it so that we can give them a project for them to build. It's interesting that we are starting to get that. And I feel like over time, we will be able to help create a lot of projects, and most of them are going to end up on Pomelo. And hopefully we will just do our part in this EOS community.
Definitely, that's something that will go pretty well. I think all the different projects coming into EOS Respect. Already we are donating to, many of the delegates here are donating to the EOS Respect affiliated projects on Pomelo. Even if it's a small sum, everyone gets some small donations, everyone in EOS Respect in this community. So all the projects that are slowly coming in, they'll be a part of it as well. Even at the beginning, if they bring value and get recognized for it, everyone is still donating to all the EOS Support affiliated projects, no matter who they are. So everyone gets a small part of funding whenever joining EOS Respect in the end. So little by little, they'll be a part of this community as well that distributes funding not only to a small handful of projects, but everyone in the EOS Respect community. Everyone getting some small part of the funding from the delegates. That's what we're starting to see here. So it will bring good synergy for all the donations for the projects in the future, I believe, yes.
So we have Veronica, we have Nicholas, we have Haza. So any of the chief delegates wants to say something, or? Oh, they already spoke. I mean, I came late, so.
Some already spoke. We've had the presentation from Nicolas, which gave us an update on the USBs, what they were up to with the funding. Marcus as well already explained what the donations were going to. And Haza did so in my group, and I did the presentation for him on what his promises were. I haven't heard yet from Tran for his donations, but as listed here on the promises tab from Monday, we can see that he will be using his funds for EOS Vietnam. Actually, the brother of Nicolas Davoine, a member of EOS France, was in Vietnam recently and had a chance to speak with him directly and say much praiseful things about him. They had a great chat, and as well, it was great having a meeting together between the French community and the Vietnam community of EOS so far away. And a good opportunity to connect. But yes, his funding will be going to creating a Telegram bot for them, some translations for the articles, and 30% of the funds will be used to donate to projects affiliated with EOS Support again. So a small part of the donations from his funding will be going to EOS Support affiliated projects. Same as for many of the new delegates here today. And so we have 50 minutes left before the chief delegates is sorted. You're welcome to contribute Bitcoin header randomization and entropy. The links are on Slack above if you want to help with that. And of course, there's no need to stay until the 50 minutes mark, but you're all welcome before we end for today's community event and community room. You're always welcome to come by one last time, let us know what happened in your group, what your donations will be going for, what you're most excited about regarding this election today, and for the funding, how you'll distribute them. You're welcome to come and share anything you like in this community room for EOS Respect election. As always, it's an event for the EOS Respect community once a month for us to collaborate and distribute funding, but it's also a great opportunity for all EOS Support members and ambassadors to come in and share anything they like. Once a month, this is our event, our great place to meet and exchange information, collaborate. So you're all welcome to jump in to the chat and just share anything you like with every ambassador of EOS Support here today.
Okay, can you hear me, Bishop?
Yeah.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, you're welcome to jump in.
Hello, Randall. Thank you for your valuable time to join here. We actually made a really great consensus today, and in my group, I appreciate that the folks clearly laid out what he wanted to do before the election, and also ask him to have the support of the EOS synergy and the EOS other community for him. Also, regarding more what you said, I think what you're doing is really correct, and we're doing the right thing. And it's also important to bring back the reason why the HECDs exist. So obviously there's a reason for that. There was. The reason why that I believe that the EOS synergy and the EOS audit community and the EOS respect community will surely succeed is because its common vision is really simple and clear. We know what we have to do, and we know why we're here. So I think we're on the right track. Thank you for everything and make this all possible. Yeah. That was it. I wanted to say just thank you to Randall. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Sang-Yong. And indeed, yeah, I think we're on the right track. I mean, all of our delegates in this election have decided to contribute a small part of their funding to other EOS Respect affiliated projects. I've linked in the chat the full collection on Pomelo with all the different projects affiliated with EOS Support. And yes, we're seeing some synergy between all of us. All of us know that we are here to distribute and collaborate together and help each other at each Pomelo season. So even donating a small part to other projects affiliated with EOS Support, that's what all the delegates here today have recognized. We're stronger together, distributing all the funding a little bit between all of us to support each of our projects, no matter how little. So indeed, we're on the right track. And on that note, you're all welcome still to jump in at any time and share anything you like about EOS Support or EOS in general for this community room once a month. This is the occasion. With still 45 minutes left before we have the random sortition.
Conversation that we can have. So I guess I will use that opportunity to maybe discuss some of the things that we are doing. I don't know what the time is going to be, but just from the top level, without a lot of details, but we decided that we want to just go straight into updating the portal. So if you go on EOSRespect.io, maybe during the next election and things have changed, don't be scared. Okay, we're just gonna update the portal, make it a little bit more user friendly, and I don't think we will have the KYC done by then, but we are also working on a KYC which will allow new people to just sign up without going through the hustle of induction and all these craziness. Okay, we will remove all of that and people just sign up. And we have a way that we are going to do it so that we can be able to bring more people on board. But it's actually, it goes through like a vetting process. So EOS Support team are going to be serving as the concierge for the onboarding, like we have always done. So the person can sign up, they will put all their information in, create an email account and everything, and they will click submit. And once they submit we EOS Support, we will choose 2 witnesses, whoever that's on standby or whatever, and they will become witnesses and help the person through the process of filling their profile and doing the KYC, which will require port. If they have a biometric passport, then they can use port. If they don't, then at that point, we will just hop on call and just witness to make sure that the person is who they say they are. But actually, we are going to try to eliminate that with Shafty Pro. So then at that point, the person can use Shafty Pro. And you have Shafty Pro video, just in case the person does not have any sort of like identification at all, then we hop on call. So that's like the last resort. But we can use Shafty Pro documentation and then Shafty Pro video if the person does not have like a reasonable documentation for us to look at, right? Then at that point, we will try to do that. But mostly, all people do have identification, so they can do it with Shafty Pro. And then after that, that will actually help with the KYC. So that will be done, and the person will be inducted. We don't have to get on video and talk about all this extra XYZ. No, you're gonna read it. You're gonna click it that you accept. You're gonna read the peace treaty. You're gonna read the bylaws. It's all gonna be there. You click it. It's like a user agreement. So you click it and then you accept it. That's it. And then you become a member, and then you can edit your profile. You can change your profile pictures now. We have that ability to do that. And above all, we have, because when you go on there, you see that there's events and projects. Now, I just don't want to put that up while we have not optimized the platform yet. So once the portal has been updated, there's a website actually that comes with this. It's going to be updated, and the portal has been updated to fit in so that it doesn't come off like it's 2 different things. So it's going to merge in perfectly, and pretty much you can now actually add your project, the roadmap, and now people can actually donate to the project directly. Okay, we have that feature now where people can donate to your project, right? So there's a way that you can donate to Respect.gm, the main treasury account, which I'm hoping that as we continue to do this, people who have real funding and businesses who have real funding, if they want to donate to the treasury, they can just go to that and donate to the treasury itself. All right, that one is easy. But then when a project is doing well, let's say Bishop, you have a project is doing very well, you are leading it, or you are distributing funds very well, and people want to support you, they can actually donate directly to your project. Okay, or someone can have their money from, as a delegate, they can get funding, right? But now they can actually donate to you directly to whatever that you are doing, instead of going the other way around until elections, right? They can donate to you. So that's a feature that's there. And the reason why we have all these features is to help bring accountability. And with the NFTs, using the NFT and leveraging it, how Dan built it was very smart of him. We can leverage it to also use it for a reputation system. And also do a little bit more things. That one I've not thought through it completely. So that's something that is in the works of how we can use that. But at least we will open up the projects and the events. Oh, so someone will ask, what is the event going to be? So the event is pretty much going to allow for people to host an event. Okay, so let's say you have a project and you've done a lot of work on with the project, whatever that it is. Maybe you are supporting your support. So that's what you are representing. And you have put that there, your roadmap is on there. But you want to create like an event to talk about some of the things that's happening with that project that you think is really cool, right? You can actually create your Zoom, enter it, and then people can actually go there and be like, oh, Bishop is having an event on this day, and click on it and just join you on that event. So that's what that is for. So we want to just make it in a way that everything makes sense. And people, because one thing I don't want to do is people coming in and having too many ideas, because they destroy the project. Okay, you want the project to be XYZ. So you join it, you contribute, and you do what you can do best, and that's it. So after we do that, I think that will help us see how things are, and then we will move on to the EOS Synergy platform, and then we will open that up, because that platform is going to be a little bit different based on how we want to set that up, right? Because there are social influencers. So how can an influencer share what they are doing with the community? So they will be using the events a little bit more, right? And they will attach their YouTube, and then the community members can see what they are doing, what their progress are. So during elections, it's easy for them to just get on there and just vote, because you already know what you want to vote for, right? Another thing that I'm thinking about for Synergy is, do we implement a voting system, an upvoting system for likes, right? Which is something that I really don't want to do, because I don't want it to become too political until election day, right? So if someone has a project, I'm thinking maybe we will use the EOS Support upvoting system, and we will integrate it. So you can go to EOS Support and see the projects that are there, and you do your likes over there and the comments over there, so that the whole community knows what's going on. But we will link it so that it's easier for people to do that. And then on election day, people can now reach consensus. And also that helps with collaboration, because then now people will have multiple places to go to see things. And also that allow users to also come to EOS Support, and so there's a linkage there. So that's what I'm thinking about for EOS Synergy, to empower people who are providing content. Okay, how do we get significant treasury for it to work out? I'm hoping with all these free code that we are giving the community, hopefully they will have some common sense to know that they have to support it and help this project grow. If they don't, listen, in this world, you can't have blind loyalty, right? At some point, then we have to venture to other places. That's how it works, right? But I'm hoping that EOS Synergy is something that the community likes, and the community is gonna support it. I'm hoping and bring influencers and marketers for them to also, get paid for their content. right? Because there's a lot of people providing free services, which I don't agree with, because that's not how you actually build a society, okay? Because in the society, there are skilled workers and skilled people, but if all of them were providing their services for free, then you don't have an economy, right? And then there will be people who are very smart enough to just take the money and use it for themselves and not provide any value. But over time, the people who are providing the value who are not getting paid, you see that one, they give up, or two, they die off. And then you have nothing, and then the economy is destroyed again. So we want a situation where even if somebody is providing a little bit of whatever, just try to support them in ways that you can. And the best way that sometimes I think it works out is the consensus building with humans, right? We all get together, we talk about it, right? And I'm not saying quadratic funding is also good, but that one needs still a little bit of things, right? So we have to do audits, right? For that one, we have to do audits, make sure that people are not creating fake accounts and all these things, which we are willing to do. And that transitions me to audit, right? EOS audit. So the EOS audit community, how I'm thinking of it is, it's going to be like people who are looking for a job, right? Like, it's like a job portal, right? You get a job. So you come in there, the guys who are already there doing audits, they have delegates and all these people, they will vet you to make sure that you're actually good, right? And they will decide that, okay, they want to accept you or they don't. Because if you are good and you can do good research and you're not causing problem and trouble for everybody, then they will accept you into the community. All right. And once they accept you into the community, the head chief delegates and delegates who are being elected are the ones who are going to be running this organization pretty much. So whether it's going to be every 3 months or whatever, I think every 3 months for elections for that one is going to be reasonable, but the community is going to decide by themselves. But I obviously, I'm going to be one of the founders, so I can be able to explain why, right? Because it makes sense to make it 3 months, but every single day people are doing work. So every single month, people are still receiving funding, right? And then every 3 months, we will go back to see how the delegates interacted with the people who did not win. How did they incorporate them? How did they pay them? How did they make sure that they were also becoming very good at doing research? And what kind of research did these people do? And during the elections, people can be able to vote for who they think was the best leader or delegate in the community to help uplift everyone and to empower everyone, right? So that is what audit is going to do. And there's one thing that I've not done yet, but I think at some point we will have to do it, is arbitration system, because it actually completes this whole thing. Without arbitration system, this whole thing is incomplete. It's a major part of this, because when someone breaks a bylaw, how does the smart contract act, right? And we cannot use words, because words are nothing. I mean, if we were about words, then we should just forget about this and go back to Web 2, right? Words doesn't work. That's why banking system are doing whatever they do. They say one thing and they do something else, right? So we have to make sure that at least the most important parts of what we are building here is on the contract. So arbitration system, where the contract is going to be doing X, Y, Z to make sure that we are holding people accountable. But if they are not doing what they say they're going to do, at least the contract can remove them from the community. Also a way for the contract to call for elections, right? A way for the contract to also call for people to be jurors, okay? It will call the jurors and then you can accept or decline if you want to be part of the team for a specific case, to be a witness. And, you know, I mean, that kind of system. So that's something that after we build this whole thing out and then we see how it works, see how people are going to act, and then we will use that to actually define the parameters and hopefully have a arbitration system which will work for each organization. Okay, Because the bottom line is, I run my company, right? And my company, some of the things that we mostly face is when there's a problem, how do you deal with the problem? Because you can't just call lawyers, okay? The minute when I call a lawyer, when they read the damn email, they charge me $500 an hour for reading that foolish email. Just an email, right? I mean, you cannot say you are not gonna pay. you have to pay, right? It's so expensive. So we try to find ways to deal with situations and go through arbitrations and resolve matters by ourselves. I'm not saying I love lawyers in certain situations, but sometimes it's not needed, okay? So, so our goal is, I feel like every organization needs a way to do arbitration. I'm telling you guys how important what we are building is, or else I'm not going to be here. I keep saying this, right? Arbitration is so key. Even Twitter needs arbitration. Tesla, I think now Elon Musk is thinking about how he can build arbitration system for himself. He needs both. He needs the consensus building algorithm, and he needs arbitration. He's so screwed. Okay, he has a lot to do. Okay, arbitration is key because how can you solve a problem with random people coming from the community, right? Because they're in the community, right? But you want to pick them in a way that you don't want Bishop to have his friend and his friend is trying to judge him, right? But even if Bishop is, that person is being called to be part of the jurors, you don't know who it is. How do you do that, right? So we want to put that together, make it very nice, and have every community have a way to solve problems, resolve issues. When someone breaks bylaws, how does that work? And have some sort of like common sense in the community, right? So I think that's very crucial. And I also think every community needs a way to allow for people to vote. And you guys are starting to see that that's a big problem in our society, right? Think about that. What we are building is real world situations, like we are solving real problems. And Dan started it, Dan Larimer started it because he knew the problem. For you to be able to do anything, you have to know what the problem is, and you solve the problem, right? So we are not just making solutions and looking for a problem, right? How do you let someone vote and for them to have confidence that their vote is actually being counted? I was watching an election in Nigeria. It was the most horrific things I've ever seen in my life. People are online, they get to the voting booth and somebody would just take their thumb and just be like, hey, hey, here. And they just go like this, you already voted, move on. And then the person moves on. People are trying to steal ballots and they get shot. I mean, and then after they are done with the whole election, a group of people are counting the election. They go 1, 10, 20. I'm like, wow, this is very foolish, right? So I'm like, man, what we are building with Eden can solve all these problems. But unfortunately, in Eden organization, they didn't think about the social experiment part, the human part, that you can't have multiple people from all over the world just come together and just do something, right? You have to actually make it very specialized. It has to be like, okay, EOS Respect, what is the purpose? What are we doing? And then those people will get together and do that thing, okay? And at the same time, you cannot have people who don't have the skill set now say that they are going to build the code. It's not gonna work. How is the person going to build the code? The person can be saying one thing, and so there are a lot of people like this in this world. They say things as if they know what they're talking about, right? And then they will say all these things, but they're leading everyone into the ditch. And those people will destroy the community. So, and also you have the people who are very political. They always, and it's human instincts. They are about themselves, okay? There are people like that. And there are people that they also feel like entitled, that this is mine, this is mine. You put them in a chair They're like kids. You put them in a chair, next day you tell them, hey, can you get off the chair? I want to sit on it. No, but this is my chair. I was sitting on it before. Okay, there are people like that. They cannot share. All right. And there are also people that when they are in charge, everything is fair. Once you take them off charge, oh, this thing is screwed up. Right. So you have to account for all these people, right? It's not easy. So you start to see human behavior, how we work, how we think, the psychological aspect of humanity, and also the psychiatrist aspect. Because the psychological aspect is, you know, things that you talk about and whatever. But when you come up with the talking about the psychiatrist aspect, like I said, from a psychiatric point of view, there are chemical imbalances, and some people, you know, they get very emotional very quickly, right? Because of how they are made up of. And some people, they become very depressed very quickly. So you have to account for all of that so that you can build a very nice, thriving community. And I think for Eden, I mean, I'm not saying it's too late, but I think it's something that is going to be very difficult for the organization to figure out, because I think it wasn't supposed to actually have a social aspect to it, because I think what Dan was doing, and I've said it a million times, but some people have more voice than others. They are very loud and you can't overcome them. And they keep saying that they think Dan was building a governance system for XYZ. No, he had a governance system, but it's a work of proposal system. So the governance aspect of it is the money. Okay, so you're distributing money to projects, and those projects are specialized, and they're going to use the money for what they are going to use it for. Right? But people are telling me whatever, okay, it's fine. But I think that's what he was trying to do. And he said it himself, right? I'm not saying that means you cannot change it. You can change it, but when you change it and you have humans involved, and you're trying to tell all these people with different agendas that we have to do X, Y, Z, is very difficult. It's not easy. You are not going to change. I'm telling you, you're not going to change even your own family. You can't change their minds, let alone people who are from different countries, different cultures, online. And you want to change how they're going to think? Grown folks? Whoa, good luck. So that's very difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible. Maybe it's possible. But based on my experience with humans, okay, I've seen someone die because they don't want to change. Well, what makes you think you can just change people? It's hard, all right? You can't change everyone because it's part of humanity that some people, they will rather die than to be changed, right? And some people, they just feel like, hey, listen, what you are saying is not what they believe in. I mean, what can you do, right? So anyway, I digress, but at the end of the day, I feel like this whole thing that we started as Eden had a purpose. And the purpose is for us to create a way for humans to reach consensus. Should it be one organization? No. And I don't want it to be also, people call it languages, because if you start doing that, and I've said this before, then you're gonna have, let's say, the Brazilian community, the Portuguese community in Brazil. Dario will start it, and Dario will not, he would think that he is like the gatekeeper. So now he feels like the whole Brazil or the whole of Portuguese, the language Portuguese, he's the one that's in charge. So when Dario is going the wrong direction, he's gonna mess everybody up. And then we have a problem. So the thought process is, why don't you make it organizations, entities? When you do that, maybe we have EOS Respect, and Nicola doesn't like EOS Respect and what they are doing over there. He can go to audit and still use the process and be in audit. And it doesn't have a problem. And then somebody can start an audit in the language they speak, you see? And it's just be an audit for that specific language. So now you have people that speak, let's say, Chinese, who are auditors for EOS for that locality. Then you can have French auditors. You see what I'm trying to do here? So I think that's what Dan was, I don't know if that's what he was thinking, but I think that's what maybe he was thinking. That's how you build fractal communities, right? Because now you have like a business. A business you can have 20 businesses, and those 20 businesses can be in multiple countries and have different people who speak that language come together and have that business. So you can have Apple, and you can have Apple in New York. It's English, but they speak in New York. How they speak, their accent is a little different. You can have Apple again in New Jersey, same English, but in New Jersey, the way they talk is a little bit different. They have a different accent. You can have Apple in France, right? Let me see what we've done. And those communities, entities, businesses use consensus mechanism to understand each other, to work together, and then they will have arbitration on how, when there's a problem, when there's a miscommunication, how do we solve that problem? And then they use that to solve that problem. And if we can do all of that transparently and on chain, I think we just solved one of the biggest problems in our society right now. And I think that's what we are trying to do.
Oh, we are, yes. Little by little, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, with so many new organizations launching, that's the greatest time to experiment. That's what we need to do first and foremost, that's for sure.
Yeah. Anyone from the community that has any thoughts on all of this? I said a lot.
Yeah. What a great speech! I want to clap because it was enlightening, and just please do each election come and do a speech 15 minutes like that, because it's really, you're perfectly right. I agree with everything you say, and so